Alright, I said... Well, first off, we're gonna go to the next planet, which I think... Now that I think about it... Ooh! Hang on, does this have... Marginal? Okay. There's nothing... Oh, there's something here. Primordial. Okay. Well, if there's only a little bit of life, that is fine with me. You know, I do think, when I'm talking about being an armchair game developer, which I don't hate the thought of, I still want to make my own game. I don't know. I have to do a whole, like, audit of where I'm at in that process, I think. And I gotta just, like, commit to doing it. A symptom of my probable but undiagnosed ADHD. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Sorry, the national park theme just came on and I'm like, Also, I said I would look at the thing, which means we're gonna have to go through a couple loading screens, but it's okay. Didn't I need money to upgrade the thing? Probably. But yeah, I don't know, it does... I will tell you right now, that my video game that is going to start out as a tabletop game, like, I know what I want. You have to be, like, open to feedback and iteration, of course. Is it just money? There, superior X-Tech. Okay. Exceptional. Okay. I'm fine with that. Regulator's not bad, but I will admit... That was the wrong button. I guess favorite isn't... on the thing. Oh my god. Refined Rattler. Professional Superior Rattler. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's make sure that I have some 27 cal ammo on me. That might be good. And then we can posit all the ammo I don't need. Yeah, one of the things though that like just... I do appreciate that I think I need to have a vision and stick to it. I think you need a vision for a video game and then just to stick to it. There needs to be some allowance for, oh yeah, this idea that you had, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, or you're gonna have to change it in some way, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Also, let's see if I can change the skin on this. Gilded skin. Okay. Because, yeah, I think, like, honestly, at this point, I kind of just feel like Star Citizen doesn't have a clear-cut vision on some things. It's like, if they did have a clear-cut vision of exactly how things would work, I think, to some degree, maybe they did. And then things changed, and then things just kind of got out of hand. I think is how I kind of want to view it, but I don't know. God, well, I don't know, it's been very long since I used Rattler, and I'm kind of excited. Let me get excited at the small things, okay? Oh, this might actually be a little bit big. Ooh, let's see how it goes. But yeah, there are definitely some things. Like, I know that, like, my big focus is, like, modular creatures. I can't tell you, so my thought, if I was gonna get into game development, okay, alright. The plan is, like, make a tabletop game that is, like, the basis of all my video games, right? But, like, the tabletop RPG would be, like, I can write down an idea for how to do a crafting system. I can write down the idea for destructible, like, terrain, right? But coding it into a video game is not necessarily as easy. There are more things involved there. And not impossible things, absolutely not impossible things. But things like that are, things like that take time. So what I would want to do is I would want to make a basic RPG. Maybe, like, a game that doesn't even involve any of the mechanics, and is just a basic-ass RPG. And then add on this element. Add on the character creation. Add on the crafting system. Add on the vehicle combat. Add on base building. Add on this and that, you know? That's, like, add on, and by add on I mean make a game with this new feature, release it, make a game with this second feature, release it, you know. That's what I would want to do. I don't think that would be a bad idea. This basically would be like if Star Citizen released... well, I don't even know. If they released a game that was just ship combat... If they... At this point, Star Citizen would have released, like, 10 games if they followed that idea. And that's not necessarily going to be the best for everything, right? But, you know... There are ways to do things. I think, basically, in my mind, it's what Bethesda does. Although, like, I guess where Bethesda's pitfall is that, like, you would think that, oh, you make a game with you make an RPG with a good story and good gameplay mechanics, and then, you know, the next game you add on more gameplay mechanics, and you keep the same quality of story, and that arguably has not happened. Although it is, I guess, subjective. And in some ways, maybe the gameplay's... your, you know, changes have, like, you know, muddied the experience in some way. I don't know if that's necessarily happened, but it could happen. So that's a whole thing. Now, of course, if I was, like, the head of a game studio, I would, like, hey, this is my thing, but I don't want to, like... Obviously, like, a video game is a collaborative effort, unless you're a solo developer, which is also fine. But, you know, like... Of course, like, hey, you have this idea for this thing. But also, like, what I want to do is have, like, a GURPS type thing, where there's just the game, and it's just a universal system, and then you can be like, oh, I want to have a medieval fantasy, I want to have a sci-fi thing. And it's as simple as that. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, as simple as that. There's like a whole system where you can like... There would be a whole system where you could be like, you know, okay, I want to make this... This is the setting I want to play in for this save. And I want to allow these weapons, I want to allow this, and... God, I mean, I don't know how I would do a system like that, aside from having to dumb it down very... Either having a lot of complexity or having to dumb it down to some degree. Probably having a basic, like a quick menu and then an advanced options. Like, do you want to make... Like, there would be a way to mod things in, right? Such as, you know, doing, such as doing, like, you know, main quests and things, but there would be, like, the sort of generic Radiant quests that are like, oh, go pick up this much, go kill this pirate, deliver cargo from A to B, scan this area, or, you know, whatever. That would be a thing. That would definitely be a thing. And you would be able to build a game off of generic things, although it would be a kind of lifeless, right? And that would be like, if a game developer wanted to make a puzzle game that like is just incompatible with my thing, that's cool, obviously. But also, like, if they're like, oh, I want to make an RPG, I would be like, well, what you could do is you could just make a setting for this game. If you want to have a medieval fantasy thing, you know, yeah, just build it in this system. It can be done quickly, and it can be done relatively quickly, as opposed to making an entire new game engine, which also could be a thing, but that would have to be a discussion, I think. I don't think would be unfair. But also would not be like... Because whatever system I want to do is definitely not going to be everybody's cup of tea, so... But a studio that makes 50,000 RPGs is a little bit silly. Although that is exactly what Final Fantasy is as a series. For the most part. I do really need to get on making that. I got a little bit re-interested in doing Cyberpunk. I gotta just be like, yo, because my thought was like, I have a few people in mind who I want to play with. I just gotta be like, hey man, like, can you set aside an hour now? You can't, or not now, but can you set aside an hour, you know, next Thursday? No? Okay. I'm gonna ask you in a week. Okay, I'm gonna ask you in a week. You know, if you can spend 1 hour, 2 hours doing this thing. And just having a one-on-one, and then hopefully getting everybody together into one big party. And I think, honestly, it kind of could fit. I mean, there's ways to do that, right? And I think Cyberpunk works especially because it's like, yeah, you're in Cyberpunk, like, you know, a lot of times, I mean, the party should end up as allies, hopefully. Although not necessarily. But, you know, like, would kind of make sense if, like, oh, hey, yeah, you've done this thing, you have your history, and, they're separate, and then they sort of, you know, collide together, and you don't have to do it, and, you know, usually it's done artificially, because it's like, hey, we're playing a game together, and we need to... I don't really want to, you know, have a thing where 4 people are playing their own stories. I kind of want to do it where everybody's playing their own story, or playing our story. Our combined story here, right? But having it so that they have separate stories that collide together, I think could be good and an interesting way to do things. Just in general as well. And I have my I have other things as well, or other thoughts as well. God. I will say, though, that genuinely, I have a whole thing with size category for creatures, and I will say that I genuinely saw like macro art and was like, you know what if you could actually do this in a game, in a video game or tabletop game? There's actual like mechanics to cover that. That'd be hilarious. I would love to make a video game where you could just turn into a 20-story tall version of yourself. Not even a kaiju. I mean, yeah, a kaiju, but just grow 20 feet tall and just walk through buildings. God, in a 3D environment. God, that'd be cool. And hilarious. And have there be some way where it's actually balanced, and it's like, oh my god. No, actually, like, you can do this, and it's like, yes, you can smash through buildings, but it's also completely fair. Of like, oh my god, you like, the entire town just started shooting at you, and now and you went down in 2 seconds. Probably not 2 seconds, but you know. Well, I don't know, action economy and all that. I have ideas, good lord. Oh, and I think, like, right now, I think there's a couple systems that I don't have. Like, I don't have everything, like, fleshed out as much as I want. And I could probably go back and rewrite a few things. And I need to, like, organize everything better as well. I want to have a weapon, and I guess armor, like a weapon creating system, or weapon crafting system. Which means I have to define, like, what is a pistol? What is a rifle? What is a sword? What is a spear? And then go from figure out what the solution is, and then figure out a way to make that a systemic way of generating items off of that, right? So what does a basic rifle look like? What does an advanced rifle look like? What does a high fire rate thing look like? And all that. There's several things there, but yeah. And like ship combat is also, vehicle combat is the thing I have like some vague ideas of how I want to do it. Also, as a tabletop RPG, it's one of those things where like I'm not gonna take a turn-based thing and make you do it as a. I'm not gonna make you do a turn-based thing as, like, I want Starfield's combat system. Not exactly, but, you know, I want that. I want real-time battles. Hey. But in tabletop, I can only do turn-based, so, you know. Or I can very easily do turn-based and make it way better. So, yeah. Thoughts are happening. I need to edit. You know what? It's actually cloudy. It's actually kind of a nice day outside. I'm gonna say it's hot and I don't want to stay up too long or something. I don't think that doesn't make that much sense. I don't know. I should probably just stop and edit some videos, and I haven't used the Rattler yet, which I'm going to be excited to do in the next recording session, which hopefully will be sooner, but yeah. Until next time, good day, great day even. Chowskis.